They say a Kuman Thong is not just a charm, it's a doorway to the realm of restless spirits. In the depths of grief, a mother turns to an ancient ritual, desperate to bring her lost child back. But what returns? Is it truly the son she once loved, or merely a shadow born of dark sorcery? Join me as we step into the chilling journey of today's film, where the line between maternal love and black magic is terrifyingly thin. Today's video takes us deep into Kuman Thong 2024, a film drenched in mystery, sorrow, and chilling horror. The story begins with Clara, a woman who once had a perfect little family. She had a sweet daughter, Katie, and a gentle young son, Isaac. But that happiness was shattered in an instant. A sudden tragedy claimed Isaac's life, leaving Clara with nothing but a cold urn of ashes. The loss nearly destroyed her. During this dark period, her boyfriend Cine stayed by her side. He comforted her, encouraged her, and even proposed marriage, hoping his love might ease her unbearable grief. To help Clara heal, Cine decided to bring her and Katie back to his homeland in Thailand, believing his mother's blessing would give Clara the peace she so desperately needed. But their journey was far from peaceful. On the way, a crow suddenly slammed into their windshield. Cine braked hard, got out to check, and found the bird bloodied and gasping for life. Without hesitation, he twisted its neck, an act not of cruelty, but mercy, to end its suffering quickly. None of them realized it was an omen, a forewarning of the horrors to come. Arriving at Cine family estate, Clara and Katie were captivated. The house stood beside a shimmering lake, surrounded by gardens and lush nature. His mother Namfin welcomed them warmly with smiles and kind words. For Clara, it was a rare moment of comfort. But beneath Namfin's gentle exterior lay something unsettling. Almost immediately, she tasked young Katie with presenting offerings to the local spirits. For Clara and her daughter, foreigners unfamiliar with Thai customs, it seemed like a harmless tradition. Yet when Katie accidentally knocked over a jar, Namfin's face twisted with sudden fury. She shouted so harshly that both Clara and Katie froze in fear, until Cine intervened. Only then did Namfin laugh it off as just a joke. Later that night, Namfin hosted a feast. She laughed, cooked, and spoke proudly of her home and her son. But her words carried hidden edges. A reminder that Cine belonged to her, a subtle warning to Clara. When she asked how long Clara planned to stay, the question felt less like curiosity and more like rejection, trying to ease the tension. Clara shared how she and Cine met, while Katie innocently chimed in, praising the food and talking about her wish to see elephants. She mentioned, with a trace of sadness, how the only elephant in the Philippine zoo had died alone. Namf seized on that remark, declaring that no one deserves such loneliness. Clara invited her to visit the Philippines someday, but Namfin firmly refused. Thailand was her life. Her pride. The warmth quickly vanished. Namfin left the table with a stern face, Cine chasing after her. Their argument exploded. He wanted to marry Clara and live in the Philippines, but Namfin vehemently objected. To her, Clara was unsuitable, too much a stranger, and worst of all, she carried Isaac's ashes. To Namfin, it was ominous, even cursed. She berated her son as foolish for throwing away his future for a woman like Clara. Meanwhile, Namfin caught Clara praying at the family altar and cruelly reminded her of Isaac's death. Clara broke down, confessing through tears that Isaac had died of illness. But that was a lie. The truth was harsher. Isaac had been killed in a car accident. That day, Clara was teaching online, while Katie had taken Isaac outside to play. When a ball rolled across the street, Isaac followed, and tragedy struck. Clara found Katie safe, but by then, it was already too late for Isaac. At first, no accident occurred, but Clara, overwhelmed by fear and grief, lashed out at Katie. She scolded her daughter harshly for disobeying, for running into the street despite countless warnings. Accidents, Clara said, struck suddenly, like silent ghosts, and the thought haunted her every moment. Yet while mother and daughter argued, little Isaac grew restless. Impatient, he darted away, sprinting toward the mountain road, where cars sped by at reckless pace. Then came the fatal instant. Isaac burst out from the trees, so small the headlights barely caught him. By the time the driver saw him, it was too late. The car struck him with brutal force, flinging his tiny body across the ground. When Clara found her son, her heart nearly stopped. Isaac's once gentle, innocent face was now drenched in blood. The child she had cradled every day lay, lifeless in her arms. The sight would haunt her forever. Cine was there too, but Clara felt utterly powerless. That was why, in the years to come, she never confessed the truth. She couldn't bear for Cine to think of her as careless, incapable of protecting those she loved. If she had failed her own son, how could she ever care for him? At dinner, Namfin, Cine mother, though suspicious, chose not to probe too deeply. But the shadow of guilt in Clara's heart never faded. The next day, as the family walked outside, Clara's attention was drawn to a deranged woman by the roadside. She laughed hysterically, staring at Clara with unsettling intensity, drawing curious glances from passersby. Embarrassed, Clara hurriedly handed her money, hoping to end the scene. But to Clara's shock, the madwoman spoke English. Her first words struck like a blade. She could sense Clara's despair, the kind only a mother who had lost a child could truly understand. Clara broke down, tears streaming silently. Then the woman whispered chillingly, "Fortunately, they brought my child back." From her tattered clothes, she revealed a tiny, shriveled figure, like the mummified remains of a child. Clara recoiled in horror, yet in her eyes flickered a desperate glimmer of hope. The madwoman leaned close, asking if Clara wanted to see Isaac again. The question pierced her heart. She could think of nothing else. What must she do to bring her son back? But before she could answer, the woman cackled wildly, snatched Isaac's urn, and bolted. Clara, like one possessed, gave chase. Through crowded streets, across the countryside, from daylight into nightfall, she ran. Finally, the woman led her to a desolate place. There, she set down the urn. Two young men in dark robes appeared, their monk-like forms twisted and unnatural. Then, seated at a smoke-filled altar, a woman in a crimson robe emerged. She was no monk, she was a witch, and she alone held the power to bring Isaac back. Surprisingly, she asked for no payment but one. Clara herself must pour her son's ashes into the fire and offer her blood in sacrifice. In despair, Clara obeyed. The witch took from the madwoman a tiny mummy wrapped in red cloth, placed it in the flames, and chanted incantations. She then ordered Clara to slice her palm, dripping blood upon the brittle bones. Dark smoke rose, the air thick with stench and gloom. The witch declared, "The child has returned. From now on, you must care for him as your own. Love him, feed him, especially sweets and drinks. In return, he will grant you wealth and strength. But remember, once you accept a Kuman Thong, it is a burden you must bear forever." Trembling, Clara's hope drowned out her fear. In her arms, the tiny figure in red seemed to bear Isaac's shadow. She wept, clutching it as though her son had truly come back. Back at Sai Chen's house, Clara wasted no time placing the Kuman Thong on the altar, but Namfin saw it and reacted furiously. She declared that Clara had never met a true monk, that these were nothing but dark sorcerers. Kuman Thong was not a blessing, but black magic. Staring coldly at Clara, she demanded, "Did Isaac die in peace?" Clara lowered her head, too afraid to reveal the truth. From that night, strange events began. Katie's teddy bear slipped under the bed, as though pulled by unseen hands. When she reached for it, blackened arms shot out from the blankets and snatched it away. Katie screamed, and Clara and Sai Chen rushed in, only to find the teddy lying innocently on the bed. Nothing else. Uneasy, Sai Chen went downstairs. In the dim light, he discovered a wooden music box, finely carved. He froze. He had seen it before. Namfin appeared, recounting the truth of Kuman Thong, a creation of sorcery, something she would never accept. To Clara, it was a way to heal. To Namfin, it was a mistake. Without hesitation, she hurled the box into the river. "It's time to forget, move on," she said coldly, but forgetting was never so simple. That night, Sai Chen awoke, gasping for air. Rotten, blackened hands clawed at his throat, dragging him toward suffocation. He jolted upright. The figure vanished. Then, a rush of blood erupted from his mouth, carrying the form of a tiny, crimson fetus. Terrified, Sai Chen realized he was surrounded by vengeful spirits, spawned from endless hatred. He awoke with a scream. Only a dream, but the nightmare was a warning, a prelude to the true horror still to come. What will happen next? Let's wait for the next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you find it an interesting video. See you soon.